past and present snobs. Today we're going to talk about Firepower, a book that is presently on my pull list. So one of the problems that many comic book fans have with modern comics is they just aren't that good. And especially from the big two, DC and Marvel, sometimes we have trouble picking a book from those companies that is actually good. There's a lot of crap in there and a lot of poor writing. So I came into comics fairly recently, only a couple of years ago, with my present pull list, and I had trouble, honestly, finding a good comic to that I wanted to read on a monthly basis. So I've been going through pull lists. I've been sort of putting things on and off here. I don't have a comic that runs that's a big serial comic book like Spider-Man 600, 700, or Batman or anything like that. I don't find any of them very good. There's too much crap in there. But today I want to focus on a comic that that is on my pull list, which I think is pretty good. Maybe worthy of being on your pull list. That comic is called Firepower. Here it is right here. So I've only got the first 4 issues. We've only gone 4 issues into it. So what's the story of Firepower? It focuses on this character right here. He is, like I said, we're only 4 issues in, so it's a little bit, I'm not really sure exactly of the whole situation with the character. It's being given to us in little bits and pieces. But anyway, what we know about this character is that he's a type of martial artist. He's got some ability to fire these like fireball type things. He used to be part of some sort of monastery, a monk somewhere, and that somehow he had a falling out with that and left. And all this happened 15 years ago. So since that falling out, he's married. His wife is a cop. She's a fairly strong character herself, pretty tough cop. But he's better at martial arts, of course, because he sort of trained from a young age. And they have 2 kids. So for some reason, this group of monks that he used to associate with and was a part of are now after him after 15 years. So we don't know why yet, but they're not happy about him for some reason. So we'll give you a little bit of let's look at just real quick look at the art. The art's okay. That's not bad. I would have preferred to see something a little bit more fancy, a little better, but you can see this is a Image comic. It's Kirkman. I don't know how much involvement Kirkman has. Kirkman tends to, he starts things and then lets everybody carry on with them. So I'm not sure how much he's involved. But anyway, the story it doesn't have any crap in it. It's just a good, tale as I've laid out. So you see the character here, his wife, and his kids. And it's fairly typical stuff here. But there's, some questions about what's going on. This is the first issue, which is a little bit thicker than the usual issue. I don't think it might be a double issue. So we've got some, here he is. He's been told to meet this guy, and they have some sort of talk. Not a lot is revealed, but there is, you can see some of the typical fight scenes and the power that they have. I'm going to go into here's a little bit more. Apparently there's some sort of ninjas involved. So this is when, his wife is sleeping and he sort of hears something, gets up, and there's just ninjas in his room. And he's beating the crap out of them while his wife sleeps. So he's pretty kick-ass. If you like fighting a couple of them now. And his wife is not some, shrinking violet. She, hears going on, and she's not too surprised what's going on. She's like, what's going on? But she's not, like, hysterical. She seems to know a little bit about his past, maybe not the whole story. There's also some sort of situation where he used to be in love with some other girl, but we don't know if she was killed or something like that. So there's a little bit of jealousy in that. And I'm just going to take you right to the 4th issue here. So in this issue here, the kids are starting to get involved. The family has. I mean, this is a nice logical thing, right? The kids, the parents have been talking. They're like, look, I think he's like, I think my, he feels guilty because his old guys he used to be involved with are coming after him now for some reason, doesn't know why, and they're putting his family, his wife and his kids at risk. But his wife is, she's kind of no nonsense about it. And they're like, all right, well, we better start training. He's trained his wife a little bit, but we better start training our. Here's a picture of the. This is in the now, and this sequence right here. This is there's training going on, and this guy here is some sort of friend or knows the main character, and he's being told we're going to have to go get him, and he's kind of like questioning as to, well, why are we even after this guy? So he's a little bit, so there's a little extra, little bit of conflict there. This guy's telling him, be quiet and do what you're told. He's like, well, why are we even going after this guy? So he's, as he said, he's training his kids. His wife is concerned about it, but they're kind of no nonsense about it. Hey, let's, we got to train them. We got to make they take care of themselves as well. But of course, there's still that element of, she's a little bit mad at him. We've gotten into this. What is this about? He doesn't know. No one seems to know. So this is this is the latest issue here that I have. The parents go out for dinner, but of course there's ninjas waiting in the background after they leave. So I assume they're going to kidnap the kids or something like that. And again, he's at dinner with a wife. They're talking. He goes outside for some reason. He gets attacked. Comes back. Fight scenes. It's not. It's not pretty good. I think these scenes are reasonably good for really reasonably good comic book artist action scenes. And of course, he comes back in, and we left off here where this guy has gone and just trashed the place, and he's got his wife. So even though he defeated the guy outside, he's still in a bit of trouble, and that's where we are left off. So I'm kind of curious to see where this is going. I am interested enough to keep following this and to keep it on my pull list. It's a very I feel the story is well written. It's got some twists and turns and complications to it. Lots of stuff to reveal. It's not some sort of cookie cutter type of comic. There is already between the characters. There's a lot of complicated dynamics between he and his wife. He loves his wife, but she's a little bit what's going on, and this is danger to our kids. The kids don't really know what's going on. They just know they're being trained in martial arts, and they have no other idea of what's happening. He's got this unknown at this point and complicated relationship with his ex monastery, and God knows where it is. And then even at the monastery, there are friends of his, at least one friend of his, who is concerned or is questioning his superiors and why are we going after this guy. And it's kind of implied that you don't normally leave this type of you don't leave this monastery, but again, there's some sort of problem or battle or fight between this character, and he left. Maybe not, maybe he wasn't even supposed to leave, but we still don't know the details of that, and I'm sure it'll come out eventually. So I'm recommending, if you're looking for something on your pull list, you like martial arts, you like a reasonably good story, some characters that are not cookie cutters, they have some depth to them, I recommend this series. So give it a check it out, and we'll see you the next time with perhaps some more recommendations.